Super Mario Star Road is the unofficial sequel to one of the most popular Mario games in the world, Mario 64. This ROM hack was created by a man called Skelux in 2011 and contains 24 courses. There are 15 main levels, 3 cap stages, 3 Bowser stages, and 3 secret bonus stages. I've played this game to death, and I'd even go so far as to say that I prefer it over Mario 64. However, as with any Mario game, some courses are far superior than others. So in this video here, I'm going to be ranking every single course from worst to best and explaining them in detail and showing off what the courses provide and what I like and dislike about them. I'll be ranking these courses based on how well designed their stars are, how good the theme is, and crucially, how much fun can be had on each course. But before we start the ranking, if you guys are new to the channel or if you just haven't subscribed, then please do consider subscribing. I am super passionate about creating the best content I can, and it would be amazing to have you on board. Anyway, let's get on with the video. At number 24, proudly taking our bottom spot is Cloud Rail Station. Before I start fully ripping on why this stage sucks, I'll begin by telling you what I like about it. Firstly, I think the level theme is pretty solid. This is what Rainbow Ride from Mario 64 should have been. One of the main features is the train going from one side of the stage to the other. But you'd think that having the words rail and station in your level would make trains more prominent, but it unfortunately doesn't. If this level somehow had the train circling around the entire stage, it would honestly be the best looking level in the entire game. Anyways, now for why I despise this level so much. Firstly, half of the stars require you to take this painfully slow ride up to this random house in the sky, which in itself gives me PTSD. And the other stars just feel very samey, just traversing this repetitive set of rotating platforms and doing some out-of-the-way parkour. The red coin star is quite decent and allows for full exploration of the stage, minus the fluffy castle, which is a huge plus. Also, this is a stage that contains loads of the bee enemies. I absolutely hate these little shits. They buzz around with their janky-ass hitboxes in an unpredictable random pattern, and they're a total nightmare to kill, because you never know when they're gonna swoop down. This makes the slow platform ride even more painful than it already is, and they're present throughout other parts of the stage as well. Overall, it's clear that this level had a set theme going into it, unlike Rainbow Ride, which literally just looks like a 10-year-old's first Mario Maker level. But the copious amounts of slow platform riding, along with the swarms of bees and their confusing hitboxes pushing you into the void, makes this level borderline unenjoyable at the best of times. However, going forward with this video, I think that all of these upcoming stages are solid. And just because these next few stages are ranked very low, it doesn't mean I don't enjoy playing them. Coming in at number 23, we have Colorful Coral Caverns. This is your mandatory water level, and for the most part, it's designed very nicely. Wouldn't you know it, there's colorful coral everywhere, and the atmosphere becomes increasingly cryptic as you swim deeper and deeper down. The stars in this level are very spaced out, with one being on a platform at surface level after a slow, boring boat ride, which is the only objectively bad star in the level, to be honest. And the rest are all at varying levels of depth in the water. There's one star where you need to ground pound several platforms, and if you guess the wrong one, you'll get hit by lava, which is definitely a star that wouldn't ever be in Mario 64. It feels very Mario Maker-esque, and there's not much replay value once you know which platforms are the correct ones. However, this level does an excellent job with immersion. Or maybe I'm just biased, since I am a huge fan of underwater exploration IRL. Unfortunately though, all of the red coins are grouped together in one area of the cavern, which is a great shame because this level quite obviously wants every single section to be explored, but then they confine all the red coins just to one area. This level could have had easily the best red coin star in the entire game. In conclusion, this level is fantastic visually, it feels very immersive, and it has only one bad star. But at the end of the day, it's still a water level. You don't need me to tell you why water levels suck. At number 22, we have Gloomy Garden. This stage plays like your typical ghost level, featuring dark skies, tons of boo enemies, and a fantastic remix of Super Mario Galaxy's Waltz of the Boos playing in the background. The stars in this level consist of fighting a big boo, climbing up somewhere high, pushing a gravestone to reveal a hidden area, jumping to a lone tree, collecting the red coins, and fighting a huge red Mr. I boss. It's a solid level, except for yet another 2-minute carpet ride, and it's where you'll find the entrance to the Vanish Cap stage, which makes a lot of sense from a level design point of view. I think the only reason it's ranked this low is because, in my opinion, it lacks some form of depth. Each star feels quite linear. Stars 4 through 6, as well as the first star, are only obtainable if you select the star specifically before loading in the level. Now, I know every course does this, but having 67% of the course's core 6 stars have a linear path can make this level feel less like a sandbox experience and more of a structured one. That's not a bad thing, but for a game as open as this one, it would be nice to be given a bit more choice. At number 21, we have Bowser's Rainbow Rumble. This is the final Bowser stage of the game, so naturally it has difficult jumps and fun parkour. However, that is practically all this level provides. The theming feels quite barren, and there's one jump in particular which kind of ruins this level. You slide down a ramp and use slope momentum to land on this tiny platform. That in itself wouldn't be an issue if it wasn't for this stupid fire spawner right in the center. It only starts spawning fire when Mario gets near it, meaning you can't even ledge grab, because then the fire will get you before you're able to lift yourself up and you'll be forced to run off the platform and die. The only way to survive this crazy jump is to land directly on the tiny platform, then immediately jump again, pull back so you don't go flying, and then narrowly avoid the fire until it dissipates so you can make the next jump and continue on. This level would honestly be a few spots higher if it wasn't for this one jump. The Bowser fight is pretty good, nothing too different from Mario 64's Bowser fight. His movement is mainly just sped up. It would have been really cool to make some new moves for Bowser, but swinging him into bombs is still satisfying as ever. At number 20, we have Mad Musical Mess. Immediately, the theming is incredibly creative. There's a severe lack of musical themes in Mario platformers, which is a shame because it allows for some very innovative stars, such as this one where you climb into a flute and use it as a cannon firing straight through a trumpet, or this one where you need to parkour your way into the center of a tambourine. I've been incredibly positive about this level so far, so why is it only at number 20? Well, there are two reasons. One reason being that the 100 coin star in this level is quite painful to obtain. There are quite a few glitchy platforms, especially these guitar picks near the flute, but the main reason being that there are more bees. I hate these things! At number 19, we have Windy Wingap Well. This level is found by riding a flying thwomp in Cloud Rail Station, which already marks this stage down a tad because of how you need to access it. Yes, that is how much Cloud Rail Station sucks. It's even ruining the placement of other levels. This level serves its purpose in teaching the player how to effectively use the Wingap. There are some out-of-the-way red coins which require some precise flying, which is pretty cool. And there's a big old ship in the air, much like a certain Mario 64 level. And the star spawns in a hot air balloon. Very creative. At number 18, we have Creepy Cap Cave. This is how you unlock the metal cap, found by pressing this switch in Chucky Harbor and then quickly climbing up the wooden crates it reveals and kicking this window. You start the stage by quickly sliding down, followed by an immediate triple jump off a ramp if you're skilled enough. This level is extremely small, possibly the smallest out of everything on this list, so grabbing all the red coins doesn't take long at all. This level is cool because it teaches you that using the metal cap while touching lava doesn't hurt you, but it still gives you the lava bounce, which is a situation that never occurred in Mario 64. Very small, very short, but very fun. At number 17, we have Puzzle of the Vanish Cap. This stage is found by pushing this gravestone in Gloomy Garden and following this stationary boo into a secret pipe. I've placed this cap level above the other two for one main reason. The star isn't obtained through red coins. Instead, the star is obtained by highlighting the 5 secret spots you must run through, which get highlighted every time you flick this purple switch. It's a very unique concept, and it demonstrates the Vanish Cap's power pretty well, unlike Mario 64's Vanish Cap stage. It's also tailored to speedrunners and new players alike, since the secret spots are still there even when they're not illuminated. This gives the star a lot of replay value, and if you have good memory, you can save a lot of time with this star by just simply not pressing the switch at all. Fun little trivia fact as well, the location of this star is hidden behind this door in Bobom Factory, which you can't possibly open. This in itself makes the whole game feel immersive and connected, which is really cool when you stumble upon the secret door once you progress through the game. At number 16, we have Bowser's Slippery Swamp. This is the first Bowser stage of the game, but plot twist, you don't actually fight Bowser. He was too much of a coward to show up, so he just placed some plant pots and called it a day. Killing them is pretty easy, but some of the parts are somewhat tricky to navigate. It makes for a pretty solid first Bowser stage, with a cool little twist of him not actually being there. The journey up to the warp pipe is decent too, with a clear swampy theme and plenty of enemies placed in inconvenient spots. Linear level design for a level like this works very well, and this level certainly pulls it off. At number 15, we have Hidden Palace Finale. This level is only accessible after you collect 120 stars, swim over to this star-shaped island outside the Starlight Tower, and look up to the heavens. This level acts as a difficult final level, with the focus being primarily on the platforming and the parkour, as opposed to the background or theming. This level has some really unique parkour jumps, such as this long jump into 2 quick wall kicks, or this one where you need to do a well-timed triple jump onto a tiny platform that's moving up and down. This stage certainly serves its purpose as a fun bonus level which unlocks some extra content for completionists, but not too much more. At number 14, we have Fatal Flame Falls. For being the typical mandatory lava level, it surprisingly has a good amount of uniqueness still within it. You start the level by following a lava lake, then either turning left and discovering ruins with an old Bowser Jr. clown car, or you turn right and continue following the lava lake until you spot a huge volcano. Like in Mario 64, you can enter inside the volcano, but unlike Mario 64, this isn't a sub-area, and in fact just flawlessly transitions you from inside to out. There are 2 stars in the volcano, one of which being a simple timed path you need to follow with lava raising and lowering, and one of which being one of the most creative stars in the whole game. You grab this shell, traverse back up through the volcano, avoid fire, stand on this teleporter, and then grab the metal cap to lava boost your way up and out of the volcano. Using the metal cap's immunity to lava as a star idea is insanely creative, and I thoroughly enjoy when these levels go a little left field and use gimmicks that Mario 64 never would have done. Now, this level is great, but there's one star in particular that really holds it back, and that's star number 6, where you just sit on a platform ride for like 2 whole minutes. There's slightly more to do here than in, say, Mario 64's Big House in the Sky star, but it still takes far too long. Also, this fire spawner sucks. At number 13, we have Melting Snow Peaks. And here we have the typical mandatory snow level, which has stars such as a massive bully fight, a cracked version of this section from Mario 64's Snowman's Land, some spin drift parkour, red coins, a shell ride avoiding fire for some reason.
But of course, the most important star of this stage is another penguin mother losing yet another child.
There's honestly not too much to point out in particular here. The theming is very basic, the stars are all fun, the red coins are in great spots, and the penguin mother rewards you by spawning the star all the way over here? What the hell, man? Why not just give it to me? You know what? Screw your child. At number 12, we have Bowser's Retro Remix Castle. Straight off the bat, I just want to point out the obvious. This level's theme is fantastic. There's only so much you can do with a Bowser Castle stage, but transforming it into Super Mario World? That's incredible. All of the textures look like Super Mario World, the level design pays homage to it, and there's even a remixed version of the Bowser Castle theme, but in the Mario 64 sound font. Once you get past the first section, the pathway splits into 2. On the right path leads to the star, with some spikes to avoid, nothing all too special. But on the left path leads to the boss fight, which is just a bully fight to be fair, but the fact that Bowser himself calls it a blueberry bully just makes it 10 times better. At number 11, we have Sandy Slide Secret. In Mario 64, you had Princess Peach's Secret Slide, which was simply a fun little slide with a guaranteed star at the bottom, and a bonus one for completing it under 21 seconds. But this game's hidden slide level ramps up the difficulty and the creativity tenfold. Set in an abandoned, sandy area, this slide is faster than ever before, with shortcuts and even a red coin star. Some of these red coins are incredibly creative too, with one being directly behind you when you spawn in, and some being hidden behind decorations throughout the entire slide. The final red coin is when you finish the slide and go down the pipe, and you need to carefully traverse this pink platform without falling off and resetting your progress. It's amazing how much creativity they were able to put into a 2-star bonus level. And even the way you access this stage is cool too, parkouring up the chandelier on the ground floor of the Starlight Tower and climbing through a secret hole in the ceiling. Starting off our top 10, we have Cooper Canyon. Being the stereotypical desert level that all Mario games mandate, you can expect absolutely every surface to be covered in sand here. There are also lots of retextured Pokio enemies, some Koopas, some Piranha plants which never fall asleep, and even the return of the angry sun from Mario Bros. 3, which is a really nice touch. Something that holds this level back from being even higher on this list is the unfortunate fact that 5 out of the 6 stars here require you to turn left off spawn instead of right, which limits the exploration necessary for a stage of this size. That's not to say that the stars aren't fun, however. The only star I don't find particularly enjoyable is the one where you go into the pyramid and slowly push this box over to the edge in order to jump up safely to the star. The rest of the stars, though, are solid. I really like the red coin star, even if I feel like 1 or 2 could have been placed on the right path to give it some more use. And the race against Koopa the Quick is great for showing you that despite only being course number 7, there's still plenty of fun difficulty to be found. At number 9, we have Large Leaf Forest.
Honestly, I'm surprised this course is ranked as high as it has.
After all, it's pretty much just a forest with a big fat tree in it. But I've simply always been a huge fan of small Mario stages, and I'm not even too sure why, to be honest. In Mario Odyssey, my favorite kingdom is the Lost Kingdom, and in Mario 64, one of my favorite courses is Whomp's Fortress. Large Leaf Forest nicely fits into the category of fun and entertaining tiny levels, and every single star here is solid. The red coins are in creative spots, climbing up the central tree is fun, most of the time, and the music slaps. My only main gripe with this course is just how buggy it is. Around the tree especially, there are so many invisible walls and glitchy spots which can ruin a speedrun or force you to lose a ton of progress. But if you know your way around them, this level is fantastic nonetheless. At number 8, we have Piranha Plant Pond. Usually, I'm not a fan of dark themes in Mario levels.
Oh, not these.
But I'm actually incredibly impressed by how well done this is. Because unlike dark-themed Mario Bros. Levels, for example,
Hate these kinds of levels.
where your vision is extremely limited, I can actually see everything. This course perfectly intertwines the eeriness of your surroundings and the entertainment value of simply traversing the stage. There are 2 pipes which warp you from one side of the stage to the other, and a couple of towers to climb up for stars. I really enjoy the red coin star. It allows for full exploration of the level, including this little hidden cavern, which also has a star on this platform which requires you to push a box to reach it, or a frame-perfect triple jump dive. I thoroughly enjoy the 100 coin star in this stage too, with the main enemies present being piranha plants. Go figure, it's literally called Piranha Plant Pond. There are lots of blue coins to be collected here. Overall, this is a great level, and with some of the more tricky jumps required to reach some of the stars, it perfectly demonstrates how, just because this is officially the 3rd course, it doesn't mean it's gonna be easy. At number 7, we have Bom Islands. The first level of the entire game. This is an absolutely fantastic tutorial for the game. The whole stage has no void, so there's no risk of falling off. The enemies are few and far between and primarily serve as decoration, if anything. The stars are simplistic and easy to understand, and they even pay homage to the first level of Mario 64, Bobom Battlefield. The first star is a fight against King Bobom, the final star involves a chain chomp, the 5th star requires a cap to be unlocked, and there's a star involving a cannon shot. I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, but once again, I thoroughly enjoy the hunt for the red coins. For the first level, it has a perfect balance of obvious coins sitting out in the open, and some hidden away coins which require some out-of-the-box thinking, such as this one on top of this tower spire. Overall, I really love how this level looks and feels as a whole, with the castle at the highest point of the stage feeling like a reward for climbing so high, and a sunken ship in the water paying homage to Jolly Roger Bay. It feels open, ready to be explored, with music that makes you feel just so damn ready to enjoy this incredible game. At number 6, we have Skyland Resort. And now for the second level of the entire game. The difficulty curve from the first course to the second is evident because now we're surrounded by a bottomless void which has no mercy on any form of death. This course obviously pays homage to Mario 64's Whomp's Fortress, with the first star being a fight against another Whomp King and regular Whomps being the primary enemy. A significant part of the stage is this fortress, which contains a Whomp, a red coin, and some parkour with a switch that will take you to a star. There's one star that sticks out to me in particular, purely because of how creative it is. The Flying Stepping Stones is a star that requires you to make your way up to the fortress, then long jump to some platforms where you'll see some strange translucent green blocks. What are they? They're metal caps. You use the metal cap boxes as platforms to make your way up to a star platform. That is so creative, even if it does scream Mario Maker level design. So yeah, fantastic level design, great stars, tons of replay value, and this red coin is cruel for level 2. And this one. It scares me. Kicking off our top 5, we have Colossal Candy Clutter. This level is a child's wonderland, filled with toys, presents, and unhealthy foods aplenty. This makes for some pretty fun platforming, such as star number 5, where you parkour across poles and building blocks to grab the star which is casually sitting on top of an ice cream. Or star number 4, where you need to climb up to the Bobom Buddy to open the cannon, which is sat on top of some strategically placed building blocks. And then you've got to blast your way over to the dartboard and aim at the moving star. I'd like to give a special mention to this box right here, because you break it several times and it just reveals smaller boxes. Remind you of anything? That's right, it's a Russian nesting doll. This level is awesome. My favorite red coins include this one inside a little toy plane, this one on top of a toy robot, and this one on top of the penguin slide. Oh, right, the penguin slide. Yeah, so star number 1 is actually a penguin race like in Mario 64, but this racer penguin here introduces themselves as the penguin you save in Mario 64's Cool Mountain. That is some ingenious continuity.
And it really makes this game feel like a full-on sequel to the much-loved N64 game.
However, something strange sometimes happens when you beat the penguin at their own race. They killed themselves. I wonder why this feels familiar.
Do you yield? I do not.
At number 4, we have Mushroom Mountain Town. Yeah, I wasn't expecting a secret course with only 2 stars to be number 4 on this list, but I just can't help but love how charming this level is. In terms of level design, it's extremely simple. The backgrounds are pretty bare, there's a bunch of mushrooms everywhere, and the main focal point is this one mountain that you climb up. Like I said, there are 2 stars to be found here, one of which being a fun Koopa the Quick race up to the top of the mountain. This, of course, pays homage to Mario 64's Koopa race in Bobom Battlefield, where Mario races the Koopa very slowly up to the top of the mountain. This star, however, certainly doesn't hold back on the difficulty. It's not massively challenging, and there is slight room for error, but for a level that's just sitting out in the open from the moment you spawn outside the castle grounds, it certainly makes an example of itself being a more challenging game than Mario 64. The other star in this course is, of course, a red coin star, and this is simply a blast to collect. It's not the intended strat, of course, but something about using glitchy backwards long jumps to propel yourself through a mushroom and land perfectly on top of this red coin that's on another mushroom is dumb fun. In a typical speedrun, these 2 stars are the first 2 you obtain, so I'm used to playing this level a lot, especially when I need to move quickly, and it's incredibly fun speedrunning the red coin route no matter how many times I replay this level. We're now finally in the top 3 courses in the game, and at number 3, we have Chucky Harbor. As soon as you spawn in this level, you're greeted with upbeat music, which perfectly matches the gorgeous openness of this course. The layout at sea level depicts a sort of key that you'd find by a dock near a shore, which instantly makes me feel a sense of relaxation when venturing through this stage. And to be honest, none of the stars are all too risky to obtain. There's no void to this level, and practically the entire outskirts are just deep water. There are 203 coins to be found here, so healing is incredibly easy. And pretty much the only enemies to be found here are Chuckies, who only hurt you if they so happen to aim off a cliff, and Goombas, who, I mean, come on, there are nuns who are more of a threat than these little potatoes. So this course primarily serves as a way to show off some clever puzzles, such as a short underwater maze, breaking into a building, and one of my favorite stars of the entire game, this strange star that seems to be trapped behind some iron bars. What's that in there? A teleporter? Where's the other half of this teleporter? Wait, what was the name of this star again? The other entrance. Hold on a minute. The other entrance. Entrance! Oh my god, it's the other entrance! Taking our number 2 spot, we have Bobom Battle Factory. Straight off the bat, the steampunk theme works incredibly well for this game. The game already has things like walkable slopes, big steely balls, yes, that's actually their name, and toxic floor, which all make so much sense for this theme. The walkable slopes act like suction pipes you need to parkour on for a star. The big steely balls act as part of the core machinery, and the toxic floor makes for a consistent level of danger, which certainly makes itself present in the red coin star especially, which, as is the case for practically every course in the game, I thoroughly enjoy. This level has several speedrun strats in place for more experienced players, which is always a bonus, such as these steep slopes that you can't walk up, but with a very well-timed triple jump, you can make your way up and dive over, so long as you're not sniped mid-air by a big steely ball. Each star in this level combined allows for full exploration of everything this place has to offer. There's a controllable platform next to a big chain chomp which leads you to either a red coin or a rope you can climb up for a star. There's a few simple parkour challenges where you need to clamber your way up to the highest spots of the course, and something that I find incredibly unique, star number 6 is in the exact same location as star number 1. The main difference between the two is that the machine is breaking down and fire is being shot out of almost every wall, making this particular star feel much more challenging to obtain. It feels like a very fitting end to the course, because you can only access this particular star once you've collected every other star, so you're forced to complete the course in a dramatic way. Incredibly fun and immersive too, with a locked door and a sign that says there's another entrance found in Gloomy Garden, and it even gives you a clue as to where to look. This in itself is great for newer players who don't know anything about the game, and fully immerses you in the Star Road universe, knowing deep down that everything intertwines into one truly stellar game. And finally, taking our prestigious number 1 spot, we have Starlight Runway. Honestly, what's not to love about this masterpiece of a level? We're in space, set in the future, on the moon, with 6 brilliant stars which all massively differentiate themselves from one another. The first star is simply a huge climb all the way up to the top. You start by making your way past these Chuckies and climbing up to... hang on, what? It's a Star Road in Super Mario Star Road. This course is fantastic already. Following the Star Road, you come across some big steely balls, which are actually pretty hard to avoid. And if you happen to get hit by one of them, then you'll fall all the way down to the ground. After that, you climb on top of a satellite, which is so damn cool, move upwards on some elevators, then continue to the end of the Star Road while avoiding the sniffits or the snuffits or whatever the fuck these things are called anyway. And boom, Star 1 acquired. Stars number 2 and 3 require you to enter this huge prominent building and climb down and through the various parkour obstacles. Once you enter this room, you have 2 choices. The first taking you through the machinery and up to the star, the second leading you to a reskinned and slightly more challenging iRock boss called the Handroid. The 4th star requires you to climb up to a turret and shoot yourself through 5 hoops to spawn a star. The final star is a simple hidden pipe in an obscure location to lead to a hidden area with the star in it. But one of my favorite stars in the whole game is the red coin star for this course. These red coins are placed in absolutely perfect spots, and I'll explain in detail as to why. One of the primary reasons why I find Starlight Runway to be the #1 course in the whole game is because unlike the hellhole that is Mario 64's supposed final level, Starlight Runway actually plays like a final full level. This whole stage is gigantic, easily the biggest course in the game. And usually I do prefer smaller, more condensed courses. However, this is an exception, purely because of how well themed and designed this course is. Each star feels like an adventure within itself, delving deep into the machinery, shooting through hoops which overlook the whole stage, climbing up to the highest point of the stage on a literal star road. It's simply incredible. And the red coin star ties all of these stars together while keeping the focus on the course holistically. For example, there's a red coin on the way up the star road, but no more red coins any further than this. This eliminates the need to do a huge trek just to get 1 red coin, while still encouraging players to engage with the entire stage and travel along several pathways. The same can be said for this red coin inside the big building. It requires you to enter the building and look around a little bit, but no need to delve deep into the individual stars' pathways for the red coin star. In my opinion, this level is as close to perfect as you can get for a final course. It feels full and complete, and with every single star being a fantastic adventure, it wraps up this game beautifully and sets you up for a brilliant Bowser fight to conclude this incredible game. And there we go, guys. That concludes today's ranking video. I've put all the courses in this tier list for another perspective on how much I like all the levels in this game. I've thoroughly enjoyed recording and editing this video, as well as writing up this 10-page script. I'm planning on making a video ranking all 130 stars in this game, providing you guys enjoyed this video. The best way for you guys to let me know that you enjoyed this video is by liking and, best of all, commenting. I am more than happy to make more ranking videos because, like I said, this has been a really fun project for the past few weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a video, and join the Discord server in the description below to chat to me and other amazing Discord server members. See you guys all in the next one, and I hope you all have a great day.